Compared to 2019, 2020 saw a reduction in crime rate in Barrie. The total number of property crimes went down. Violent crimes also saw a decline, and other types of crimes went down as well. But one thing that went up was the police budget. Despite this, during the presentation to the council, Deputy Chief Rich Johnston repeatedly limited and finite resources.
The Barrie Police Service is operationalizing the Canadian Crime Severity Index to use our finite resources in a more effective and efficient way. Please understand, as we are a finite resource, we have those finite resources and we can target them better. You'll see that in terms of a finite resource, we're looking at areas where they converge and they overlap. So if you want the most effectiveness for your finite resources, the idea being...
As Deputy Johnson said, our resources are finite.
It seems like finite is the operative word for the night.
In the midst of decreasing crime and increasing budget, Barrie Police Department gave a presentation about its new approach to policing based on the severity of crimes. It will focus on community safety, well-being, and harm-based policing. Another Deputy Chief of Police, R. Wiley Allen, talked about community engagement and alternative solution for low-level crimes. Deputy Chief Rich Johnston states the need to treat crimes according to their severity.
But counting them as equal because they are both crimes misses the very real impact that they have on the victim and the broader community.
He used crime maps based on the number of crimes and severity of them to convince the council. His map generated enthusiasm from various members of the council, including Mayor Jeff Lehman. Mayor Jeff Lehman has been asking for data since 2011.
Johnson, if it's possible to put that side by side of the two maps up, because it is such an enlightening graphic all on one slide.
That we're purposely at a high level here, because the closer you zoom in, the smaller those tiles become in terms of specific locations and addresses.
However, Jim Harris pointed out that numbers were missing from the maps and there were no explanations about the color used in the maps.
I think it's still, the information is there, but it's left with lots of question marks. There's no numbers attached, no severity based on crime. What are the colors?
I'm going to suggest that given the finite resources that we have now, how do we more effectively use those? And certainly this is a reflection of a system used in the United Kingdom as a result of some austerity measures that occurred there. So
you're talking about the UK. Are you moving towards using less force with your model? So for example, with its social disorder, will police officers be more like the bobbies that you reference? And from your UK education, would you be seeing that type of policing more commonly used in Ontario or Barrie?
So Councillor Harris, to answer your question, I would, having been back and forth a number of times, I'm going to suggest that, and not bragging, but the policing in Ontario is some of the best in the world.
Councillor Natalie Harris, who is going to run for mayor, asked about the plans to decriminalize drugs.
Any discussions within the Barrie Police Service about following in the footsteps of the Toronto Board of Health with decriminalization of drugs?
While we wait further direction, those things will happen, and perhaps there's an opportunity for discussion on this further down the road, but the time is too early to make any commitment of that sort.
Councillor Anne-Marie Kungal asked how residents can register security cameras with the police.
How those cameras are registered and how that information is used, or if that is beneficial around being able to respond in time.
The security cameras give police valuable information to solve the crimes. But there are also privacy and racial profiling concerns with those cameras. Last year, an article by the Washington Post listed benefits, privacy concern, and fatal risk of police having access to the footage.